Okay. We have guests with us tonight. We're going to introduce you to them first. Then we'll take them to our discussion. Rakhee, a spokesperson for the BJP, R. Rajagopalan, a senior journalist, and Rasheed Kidwai, another senior journalist. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Let me just tell you very quickly that I'll come to each of you for 2 minutes first to get your initial reaction so that our audiences also can get a feel on where your ideas stand. Then we'll come to you with further questions and we'll really enter into the debate. Let me go over first to Rakhee Rathore. She's the spokesperson for the BJP who's with us tonight. Ms. Rathore, Sam Pitroda's comments came this morning, and just a little while after that, you had Shashi Tharoor make comments on Twitter that were very, very similar. I'm pointing that out for our audiences too, because Shashi Tharoor is a Congress MP. So his voice in particular can be taken perhaps to be representative of the party. Now, I do want to ask you, Ms. Rathore, what was the BJP's response when these two comments were coming in?
Look, Toya, what else you can expect from a member of a party who never believed the existence of Ram Bhagwan, who believed that Ram Bhagwan is hypothetical. So this is a very normal behavior, normal statement which was given by these two senior leaders. In future also, you will find these kind of statements because since the formation of India Alliance, I think it's a common minimum program that they want. They are using derogatory language for Sanatan Dharam. They want to insult. So they want to divide the whole country on the name of North, South, on the basis of language, on the basis of caste. So this is the policy they are following. It's a divide and politics policy which they are following. That is not going to work right now. But now, as far as Sam Pitroda, apart from this Ram Mandir, he has raised many other questions as well regarding growth rate, regarding inflation level. So I want to tell him, because he stays away from the country. Most of the time he is in America. So he has no idea that how country has changed within 9.5 years. So as far as growth rate is concerned, we have a highest growth rate all over, the world. In fact, among all the developed countries, the maximum growth rate of 6.7% is of India. In fact, as far as inflation level is considered, the lowest inflation level is in around 5% inflation level in India. So I think these two parameters easily shows from fragile 5 in 2014, we have moved to the fastest growing 5 economy in 2023. So these indicators, he's not aware of these things. He would be very happy if Mandir would have been named on Indira Temple or Rajiv Temple or like this, because they always they follow the policy of dynasty politics, and that is why they are not happy with this. They have a frustration because why Mandir is being made. These are the only statements we want to make.
Okay, Ms. Rathore, let me come back to you with a counter question, and I'll ask you to keep your answer succinct, ma'am, because then we'll go to our other panelists too. Ma'am, I just want to ask you, let me just tell our audiences, we're going to be taking an economic deep dive tonight. It's impossible not to, because that is the topic that is hidden behind the Ram Mandir agenda that we have for tonight. I do want to also touch and take a deep dive into the economy here. Ma'am, I do want to ask you, and I'm going to quote a leading daily here. They've said 2023 has been a remarkable year for the Indian economy from the point of view of macroeconomic stability. So if you look essentially at the large indicators, yes, you can say that they've been moving in a positive direction. But they've said, and I'm quoting them here, even a gentle probe shows a far more complex picture. And they've pointed specifically, because you pointed to this too, retail inflation rates, ma'am. For any Indian citizen watching us tonight, tomato prices, June, July for the average citizen, I can point to various such incidents in the last few years. So yes, this Economic Daily also agreeing that yes, if you look at the large indicators, positive growth, but when it comes to the common man and how they've been affected, it doesn't seem like such a positive picture. Ma'am, how would you respond?
There are many factors. In fact, in last 5 years, we have seen a problem like Corona and wars situation. When you compare, and you have to look at this prospect in a global manner, because you have to compare our Indian economy with the other economy of other countries' economy. You'll see that around 30 to 40% inflation level in Germany and US. You'll find that prices has raised like anything. But under the leadership of Pradhan Mantri ji, we were able to control this inflation level in 2011 and 12. You have seen double-digit inflation level in India itself without any problem. But despite having these kind of crises, we were able to, make our economy grow. And I think IMF has also said that it is the brightest spot, in fact, as far as world's economy is considered. So I think these are positive indicators and we are going on the right path.
Okay, we'll be coming back to you, ma'am, with more questions on that aspect. Let's go over to the two other people we have with us tonight. I want to go over to Rasheed Kidwai. He's a senior journalist who's with us right now. Mr. Kidwai, I want to ask you, obviously, first we'll start off just with what your reaction to what Sam Pitroda said was, what your reaction to what Shashi Tharoor said was, and is this going to be the Congress stance going forward, do you think? And does that indicate they won't be attending the Ram Mandir inauguration?
I think, Toya, these two people, very individual, two different individuals, I think they're fishing in troubled waters. This is not a structured response of either the Congress party or the India Alliance. Collectively, they would take a position, but obviously the timing is very important. I think the Congress and the India Alliance has this ostrich-like approach. They think that by making this kind of, a clever statement, they can get away. This is a very, emotional issue and a sort of emotive issue. I understand the Congress problem because the Congress is not very comfortable with this, kind of interjection of faith and politics. From the day one, from the days of Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, the party has had, two views. One is that, integration of, religion, faith in politics, and what Nehru had proposed, that, negation of religion in politics. So both these streams have continued. Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, my friend Mr. Rajagopal would vouch for it, and P.V. Narasimha Rao. Lot of Congress leaders and Prime Minister integrated religion into politics to their advantage. So they can't just turn around and say that it doesn't gel. So I'm saying it's a nuanced position that they have to take. Obviously, a kind of inauguration of Ram Temple is a difficult moment for opposition because they don't want to play a second fiddle to the BJP and they cannot be one up. So this is politically speaking when 2024 is there. But allow me to say this. I think there will be a better and a structured response would come in the days to come. It should have come on the day one. But, there is a lot of chaos in the opposition ranks.
Okay. All right. And so I do want to ask you, I want to double click here on the economic aspect that you have Sam Pitroda, and then later, honestly, even Shashi Tharoor in his remark points to in a very big way. Shashi Tharoor in his remark has talked about unemployment. He's also talked about inflation once again. And again, we can look at the numbers here, and all those numbers are actually decreasing. So to the favor of the BJP, this is pro the BJP, what I'm saying, the unemployment rate has decreased. As we speak, it's at 6.6%. The youth unemployment is higher. It's at 17.3%. That's not good at all, but even that has decreased since last year where it was at 18%. And your women labor participation right now as we speak is at a 6-year high. It's at 24%. So all of these indices, how do you read them right now? When statements like this are made, the BJP isn't looking at employment, the BJP isn't looking at price rise, all these other issues. Do you think there's something there?
See, politically, of course, it's a story of glass being half full or half empty. The BJP would go on claiming that, as you are saying, statistically, the things are very good. And the opposition would always say things are not that good. I mean, one can always give, I recently read that, 95%, it's a staggering figure, 95% of Indian population does not earn 50,000 rupees or more a month. I mean, in metros and all, this would look like a very kind of, modest figure. But that's how it is. I think both. But again, the opposition needs to understand that we have seen in this recent, state elections in 3 states, unemployment, price rise is not a potent issue. It's not an issue that can beat, existing government, incumbent government, in case of Shivraj Singh Chauhan government in Madhya Pradesh. So they must understand, they must get very, realistic. The problem is that Rahul Gandhi has, he's taken in by all this, economists who are advising him. This second round of Bharat Jodo Yatra, that Bharat Nyaya Yatra, is focusing on unemployment. They should have done some study. I mean, there are a lot of survey agencies are there to know whether it is finding any traction among voters or not. And when it comes to Mr. Modi, all these things become, inconsequential. This is what the election results have not once, but twice, thrice, 29 maybe or more elections have shown this, that it doesn't matter. People are, it's not that the people are very happy. They are feeling the pinch, but they don't want to go and vote against Mr. Modi or the BJP.
Okay.